All right. Hello, everyone. This is my very first attempt at speedrunning a game. I've never done this before, so we'll see how it goes. And I also never knew that this existed, that speedrunning existed, and that there was this whole community, especially the King's Quest speedrunners. I was just looking into it and just amazed and mind-boggled by what people do, all the techniques, all the skills, the strategies, the practice, and it's just beyond anything I can understand or comprehend, and just immense respect for everyone in the community. And you're also just really great, wonderful people, and it's been great to get to know some of you. So thank you so much. Today we are going to try playing King's Quest 6 AGI Demake. And I think maybe there might be some records made today. I don't know. We'll see what the speedrunning lawyers say. But this is just for fun. But it also can be maybe a good resource for somebody if somebody is wanting to try speedrunning this. This video might provide some information or some tips or tricks for those who might want to try speedrunning this. So, all right, I got a window set up here. It's very amateurish. I got the camera there, and I just threw this together, and the timer just right there on the screen. And I had some coffee, so I think we're ready to try this. So, all right, what are the rules here? I think we start when we hit play. I think that's when the timer starts. So ready, set, go! All right. And I turned off the sound, partly because I couldn't really get the levels to work out properly. And also there are certain events in this game that, certain animations that the way they are considered to be done is if a sound is done. So if the sound is turned off, it doesn't play, and it's instantly turned off, and so the animation is instantly done. So that could help you do it faster. Oh, I'm going to try a speed running tactic here. We'll go fastest. And I normally, I just am not comfortable running AGI games, and especially this game in fastest. I'm just not used to it. I feel like I'm out of control. It's too crazy. I don't like it. And this particular game was not designed to be run in fastest. There's certain timings, animations that are kind of critical to, it's specifically catered to running in fast mode. And it also makes me nervous to run it in fastest. This game is just really, really overloaded with things, text and graphics and systems that are running, and I am just really scared to manhandle this game in any way. And I just don't think even anything can be physically added to this game without it exploding. It's literally held together with chewing gum and rubber bands and hope. And it is a miracle that this even runs at all. AGI was definitely not designed for this type of thing, this implementation of this kind of game. But oh, we'll turn on the pushing up roses Easter egg. We'll see that later when we use the magic map. So I guess this speedrun is kind of like, what's the fastest time playing it the way it's meant to be played, at this speed. And I've also never held down enter before through all these these conversation sequences. That also makes me really nervous. It reminds me of like shoving a toy. Oh, this game is so fragile. It reminds me of just like shoving a toy train down a track as fast as you can and hoping it's not going to derail. But anyway, I started watching One Short Eye's videos about King's Quest speedrunning and the history behind each individual game, and oh my gosh, I was just floored by everything that is involved with that, all the history of it, and it's just amazing. Just an amazing community. I think playing this version of the game kind of forces you to rethink about King's Quest 6. You know, you might be used to doing certain actions, certain movements that have become repetitive or in your muscle memory or ingrained in your brain, and this forces you to step back and think, what am I really doing here? What is this? Let's see, avoid this jump scare genie, which can take time. And I know some people have had issues with this this menu. I know in ScumVM, certain arrow key movements with certain cursors are very problematic. I don't know if did I take them in. Okay. And I think they recently added this game as an official playable game for ScumVM. But they are aware of some of the issues, like especially the cliffs of logic are nearly impossible to climb. There's something in the, you know, how it interprets some of the commands that doesn't work properly. You see how I zipped through there? Oh, there's the pushing up roses Easter egg. Oh my, I have immense respect for her. I think she's just a really great YouTuber, and she's a great King's Quest resource. And you might be wondering, this game uses a shorthand with the letters. H is your hand icon, T is talk icon, L is the look icon. The way this game is constructed, originally it was made specifically you can only use those commands, and you would be forced to learn it. But I thought, people are they're not gonna like that, so I added in just, you know, the regular vocabulary. But the crux of this game is based on what are the actions that you do with the icons and the point and click interface. So if you think about it that way, it can really help you understand better how it works, and it can help you with the typing. And some of that is described in the help section. This gnome section was redone probably like 3 or 4 times. Changing the look. Those gnomes are huge! They're like way taller than Alexander. It's kind of funny. Huge. Oh, makes me nervous to just click through all that stuff so fast. Now here you gotta be careful. If you hold down enter too long, that arrow will enter and you'll exit the web. So you gotta go a little bit carefully. And this trigger to go north extends pretty far to the right, so you can go way up over there, if that's helpful. Careful of that swamp edge. This room is a hot mess. Oh, there's so much that goes on in here. A lot of issues that had to be dealt with. And I think people have also had some issues running this section in fast, especially when trying to get the whole fastest. And there's some crashing that goes on there. I'm not surprised. I know Santa Claus did a any points run of this, and just extremely impressive. I can't believe that he got through this, you know, just zipping through it, and that it could handle that kind of speed. The real problem with this game is that all the text has to be available, all of it has to be available in the room script all at once, loaded up. Whereas in an SEI game, you know, it can go out and find individual... That catches me off guard. I've never run this with that Easter egg on, and it's like, what did it say? Oh wait, what did it say? But the SEI version or SEI game, you know, can go out and grab a message or an audio, but here it all has to be available. And just isn't a very difficult thing to have going. And probably the most difficult challenge was implementing, and here you can, I think you can go down pretty far to the right here. Implementing the dialogue portraits. It just takes up so much memory, and it's something that we take for granted. You know, we don't really think about it with our modern computers, but in AGI, throwing up that huge graphic just eats up so much memory, and it was a very big risk to decide if that should be implemented. And it really, I mean, this is not at all, AGI is not designed for that kind of thing, and it just, I'm not going to get used to that Easter egg. I wonder if you get rid of that, you can bypass the box again. That might help save time, so you don't have to walk all around that rock every time. And I know some people have had issues with this pawn shop menu also. Sometimes it won't let you trade things, it'll say, like, every item you try, it'll say, what's the value of the magic map? I personally have never been able to replicate it on my end, so I'm not sure what it is or how to fix it. It's a very unusual issue. So if you are having that problem, just let me know, and I can try to help you get past it, to bypass that. But it's a kind of a rare thing, but people have had that issue. Also, if you are playing this, if you downloaded this right when it came out, I highly recommend downloading the most recent version. You can, skip out of death scenes. You can skip the long. Oh no! I almost forgot a very important thing. There we go. The new version has some bug fixes in it, more generous timers. Some of the timers are really fast. Had a lot of really great people who found bugs and submitted them, and their names are in the credits. One of the coolest bugs that somebody found, it was really awesome. If you give the milk bottle to the baby's tears, and then go to the ferry docks on the Isle of the Crown, it'll crash. And the reason is because there was a flag, the flag that when you give the baby's tears a bottle of milk, and it prevents your score from increasing every time you give a bottle of milk. It's the same shared flag that controls the motion of the genie boy off the dock. And so it was trying to move him around, and he's not there. So that was really fun. That was a really cool bug that somebody found. So I appreciate all of your beta testing. I'm not really focusing. I need to really focus more. This is I'm kind of distracted with trying to talk. I think this might be kind of a problematic section for people. I think I've read somewhere. Sometimes these parser commands can get weird. Not used to that. Yes, all those cutscenes with the Nightingale do not show, just like in the original game, if you don't make friends with Jollo first. think we're ready for this. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Oh, can we skip this part? Can we skip this? So, originally, probably about 10 years ago, these logic cliffs were non-existent, and they were, I'm going to save now. It originally was just a flight of stairs, and they were auto climbing stairs. You just walk up to them and you climb out of your control straight up, and there were no puzzles. Oh! And I thought, people are going to get mad. People are going to get mad at that. They wanted to be like the original, the purists. So I put in these steps. Oh, but they're so annoying now. Oh my gosh. Ah! Oh, just because of this, I'm not going to try speed running this game anymore. And this is not full screen, it's really tiny. So I can't even see. Okay, we're safe. And then, you know, I saw in the original version all the ways that this is skipped, and it's just insane. I can't understand how you all do this. And then the history involved with, you know, clicking the next stone without the whoa, wait a minute thing. That was just, it's so amazing that something that little can make such a big difference. That was a really incredible thing. I'm sure someone someday will figure out a way to skip this part. And this next puzzle is the one and only puzzle that will kill you if you don't solve it correctly. The other ones just say, oh, nothing happens. So this one is essential to get correct. And then I'm sure that whole interface with the arrow probably causes issues running at a fast speed, at fastest, or with the cycles really cranked. And this section, of course, is, I think, unplayable in ScumVM. I don't know if they fixed it or not. I know they're aware of it. Have to be very careful not to press any other keys at all, or else it is going to think you're trying to jump. Any key. You have to use only the arrow keys or enter. And click the next puzzle here. Don't try to type or something, because it'll try to jump. And then you also can't go backwards, go back down. You have to go to the next stone each time. And then be careful clicking through all those saving dialogues, because you could press enter and fall inadvertently. This is so annoying! There is a guidebook. The whole guidebook that comes with the original game, the paper guidebook, is in this game. It's lying next to the castle wall, and it has all the answers to this puzzle in it as well, which is probably highly illegal and a breach of copyright. I'm not cocky enough to try to do this. Let the arrow fly by and try to hit enter on it. I'm not that skilled. Okay. You know, as a kid, I always thought the logic cliffs were so hard. I wanted to try to kind of replicate that feeling. Oh! Go down and she'll disappear. I think I saw Santa Claus use the word flint. I guess I could use that. That's shorter than tinderbox, huh? Let's try it. I know you can also say, you can say like, why don't you go flint yourself? There we go. I think I'm going to use that as an insult now. Why don't you go flint yourself? That was discovered by Changus. He did a full Game Boy Advanced playthrough of this, which was really amazing. And this game has an extra soft lock in it here. There's a couple of extra soft locks in the game that aren't in the original. Here, even if you don't have all the items necessary, they'll still throw you in the catacombs. In the original, they give you an extra chance to go find them, but here it does not. So just keep that in mind. I hope I have everything. I don't know. I really don't know. Alright, I wonder if we can use Alt and climb through walls. Maybe somebody can figure out how to do that. The Minotaur does randomly appear in this maze. The mechanics of it are the Minotaur will only appear in a room with a doorway that's on the left. And once you're in that room, there's a 50-50 chance that the Minotaur will appear. If it's chosen not to appear, then it won't appear. If it is chosen to appear, it'll give you enough time to leave the room. And then if you're still in the room, after a certain random amount of time, it will... Alright. If you're like 42 pixels from the left of the screen, then it'll appear. If not, it won't appear. Oh my gosh. You can watch my... I added this because it was very hard to implement those tiles, and I tried something different. And believe it or not, I had never played Space Quest, so no, I did not steal the acid drop thing from Space Quest. suppose. Okay, good. Just to make sure. I know the coordinates for that were kind of messed up at one point. And there's so much about King's Quest VI that I don't know. I mean, it's such a vast game. There's so much in it. I had no idea you could throw the skull in here. No idea. So that's not in here. Just that this little section was made a long time ago before there was the ability to open up the files and look at everything that was possible to do. And I just never saw it in there or knew about it. Now I think the sound might turn on here. Yeah. There's a reason why it automatically will turn on. That probably makes someone probably pee their pants if they were trying to play this without sound. So I turned it back off. I think this is probably would be very clunky to try to navigate in fastest speed. The little margins to get through each doorway are very skinny, and it's easy to get caught on them, and it's probably a real pain to do it that way. That's why I just prefer just running it in fast mode. This is stressful, man. I don't know how you guys do this stuff. You can also, you don't have to be, a little trigger to go north is pretty far to the edges. You can go pretty far to get up there, and it's not as much there. Just giving her one crazy haircut. People have ported this to the Atari, and on this particular screen it crashes because the big fire animation is just too much for it. And there's other places where the Atari version crashes. Give a shout out to there was somebody who was trying to play through the whole thing on the Atari, and they were constantly needing debug help to get past memory problems. If you are using the debug mode in this game, when you're done using it, it's extremely important to turn it off by resetting flag 32. If you don't, it's the risks of it crashing from memory are immense. The debug being loaded in memory is just enough to push it over the edge. That's how thin the memory limits are here. So make sure you turn it off, and I guarantee you it's going to crash if you try to play it with the debug turned on. So just use it if you need to, and then shut it off. Oh gosh. Some of these commands are really specific. This room makes me physically ill to look at. Whoa! Oh! I almost fell in there. Oh my god. I probably should save here. I'm just kidding. See here, if the sound were on, it would require you to wait through quite a lengthy sound, but because it's turned off, it skips that intro, so that's really helpful. It's probably a good 10 seconds of a wait. I'm not going to get used to that. I wonder if this video is going to be tagged for inappropriate content. Moose head! Ah! Yeah, it's so stupid. And the timer for this beast transformation thing is a lot shorter than in the original. I think the original's about, is it 10 minutes or something? And here it's like 3. There's a really interesting error in the original game. I don't know if you go, like right now, if you go into the pawn shop and trade your magic map, the game will still teleport you to the Isle of the Beast when you help Beauty, and then you can't get off the island because you don't have the magic map. It's hilarious. So in my game, you can still get it. You can trade the map, but you can still get off the island. Oh, she clipped. There is so much text in here. A lot of these logic scripts had to be divided into little bite-sized pieces because it couldn't handle all these dialog boxes and all these texts. And sometimes the logic script would, there's a limit to how many print commands you can have. And so it just had to be broken into little pieces for it to work. I should probably have done this part enter fastest. Should have made this so you had to type all the spell commands like King's Quest 3 verbatim. Getting a rose for that nightingale is one of the overlooked kind of things. Not sure if I'm doing this the most efficient way. I guess what I'm going to do first is get all the max points before the branches split. So it's the absolute maximum before you have to make a decision which path you're going to go down, the long or the short. I really hope I've been doing everything here. There it is, the lamp, right in your face. You can't miss that. All right, that is 148 is the max score before the branch. We've done everything we can. Now we have to choose a path. And we're going for full points here. Atari version crashes here as well. Should put it on fastest, but that actually would make me really nervous. Wish I had a drink here. I'm thirsty. Some of these text boxes fly by a little bit too fast. And especially if you try to drink the potion to test it out, that text is just goes by way too fast. Should have made it go slower so you could read it. And this, I think you can do egg skull, right? Yeah. This ember timer is a lot shorter before they cool off than in the original. But you can always go back and get more. And you can go back into the Minotaur maze if you forgot the coins or skull. None of the traps are active, and the Minotaur is not there. This coordinate thing sometimes is not fair. Now in this next screen, just do not move, just stand here, and you'll be fine with this little zombie that goes around you. And now if you are playing this in fastest, here when you play the xylophone, it will automatically put it in fast mode so that it tries to match it with the length of the music. Because there's a lot of different timing things that have to work out during this part, so it will put it there. And then I think it stores what your previous speed was, and then it will go back to it. I think I made it do that, where if you were on fastest, it goes back to fastest. It might. I don't remember how I set it up, but be very careful going around here. And I'm sure this has issues in ScumVM, or if you're trying to run it fastest with that arrow icon. This timer is very short before Charon kills you. I made it a little bit longer than it was in the re-release, but it's still very short. I never use diagonal keys. I've never done it. I mean, I have, but I'm not comfortable with it. It's not something I'm used to. It doesn't work for me. Gotta be careful pushing enter there, because you could quickly bypass the riddle and answer it wrong. Trippy eyes. I get nervous holding down enter through that. I don't know how helpful the diagonal keys are here on this little annoying path. There's a lot of sirens going on outside. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Okay, I think we have everything. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. Ah, yes, love this hideously busy background. And here's the guidebook laying on the grass here that has all the answers to the cliffs of logic in it. You know, I'm going to do fastest. I'm not sure how this timer, how this works. I think okay, there we go. I struggled with, I tried to use an end of loop command, and I remember for some reason it wasn't working there. And I guess it ended up working. Okay. I don't know if it would work on fastest or not. These guards in the castle in the basement are a little bit more aggressive than in the original. And you have a much more limited time to finish your tasks before the wedding starts. He's so tall. Oh, comes a guard dog. I think you can use H with this command. So these stairs here are very similar to how the Cliffs of Logic were originally done. You just, oh, there we go. But unfortunately, and you can show Cosima the letter that you find in the trunk, but of course it doesn't give you any points, but it's kind of a fun thing to do. I don't think, yeah, you'd have to slow this down. Well, maybe not. And the text is different here if you have seen the Vizier writing the letter and gotten the letter with what Alexander will say to Cosima. There's some fun different little little sayings for each of the inventory items. I spent an entire day programming all those in. Okay. Now this I will do fastest, because this is ridiculous. This letter. Manhunter hand. Are you kidding me? Not close enough, not close enough. You're not close enough. All right, we're gonna do a shortcut. I think it's shorter to get downstairs again. Maybe not. Now with this Ali Zebu door, people have struggled. They want us, and it makes sense. To go up and type say Ali Zebu or just Ali Zebu, but really think about what you do in the original game. You click the talk icon on the door, so talk to door. Just always try to think about what it is that you do in the original and see how would you translate that into this AGI. And you can just type fleece or look fleece to look at each item for all the points. Okay. Oh, I think I've played this faster than 56 minutes before, so I don't think I'm beating my personal record. Uh-oh. Gotta go pretty fast there. And this timer in this room is very short for the genie to appear to kill you, so just be mindful of that. And you are given this lamp, and some people look at their inventory and see it's not there, but you do have it, even though it's not in your inventory. So just know you got it. Oh yes, sword fight. Wow, that looks great. That's so convincing. Oh, and then this can go on forever. The RNG can really make this go a long time. There's a statistical edge that slowly will try to push it to the left, but sometimes the random generation keeps it from doing that, but it should slowly try to push it to the left. I've seen it go on a really long time before. It's like they're fighting each other with like those like I picture it looks like those toothpicks with like olives on them. Oh my gosh, come on. Oh no. So stupid. And Kasiba's just like, I'm not helping till you get over here. Okay. Alright, there we go. What was it? Oh, 5908. Alright, let's see if you can beat that. I bet none of you can beat that. Just try and beat it. Okay. I think, did I ever write down what my best was? Let's see. I don't think I did. It's actually not shy. My best score, 231-point score for the original game is 1 hour and 6 minutes. So I shaved off some time with this one. But anyway, just wanted to thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And had a great time exploring your speedrunning community. We got the best ending here with all the island rulers and the royal family. There's very jaundiced Graham. He really needs to probably go to the doctor to get that figured out. What's making him so yellow? Did we get, I didn't even see, did we get 231? I didn't even look. We'll see at the end here. Oh gosh, I hope I didn't miss something. This is going to be so embarrassing. Peasant garb, Rosella. Alright, I don't remember what it said there. I was too busy turning off the timer to see if we got the full score. Oh, yes! Alright. Thank you so much, y'all. And I will see you later. Thanks for watching.